Hey everyone, hope everything's good. Today I'm going to take a look at G.I. Joe Classified Rock and Roll. Special place in my heart here because Rock and Roll was the fourth figure I ever got from the original Real American Hero line and quickly rose to being one of my favorites. He was very distinct from the others. If you ever look back on the original 13, you notice there was a lot of part reuse, which is what happens in those types of toy lines, yes. And Rock and Roll was very unique. He was the only one with bandolier bullets around his chest, and him and Clutch were the ones that stuck out to me. But Rock and Roll also had that big honking gun that I just freaking loved, and the bipod on it and everything. It was just awesome. So when they announced that they were doing Rock and Roll for Classified, I was like, what does this mean? And what are they going to do? And then when they revealed him, I was like, oh, that's a little different. And then I get him in hand, and I'm like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So let me go over it. First off, I've seen and heard a lot of people say, oh, look, the tan shirt is a homage to the version 2. Looking at it, I would have to say no. This is barely even tan. Almost it's almost white, and it doesn't match what the version 2 wore. Never mind the fact there's no Gatling guns. Come on. Gatling guns sold it. But this does do something that not a lot of classifieds are doing, and it takes and changes up something about the character, but still makes that character completely recognizable. There's no doubt in your mind this is Rock and Roll when you look at it. Even with the tattoos, even with the new helmet, everything. That is Rock and Roll. You know it. Now, I will say, my wife pointed this one out to me, and I can't unsee it. That, the back of his head is cut along a straight line, and nobody cuts their hair like that. Nobody. And, yeah, that is a little wonky. Thankfully, there's a helmet to cover it, so I'm not going to freak out too much about that. I've seen a lot of people complain about his bullets around his wrist. The thing about that is it's like easily removable, and it's gone, and there's no problem. So I don't know why people complain about this. What I will complain about, however, is when you get out Warpath Eclipse and you see this very plain, is boy, did they avoid the elbows and as far as those tattoos go. Now, on one side, it's not so bad. It's very obvious those are not meant to be in that area. But on the other side, yeah, it looks like it's getting ready to go there, and then it stops. And it looks a little wonky. Yeah, I know. You put it on the elbow, and then it breaks up the sculpt. But it's action figures, man. You got to give and you got to take. And that's one thing you gotta go with is, tattoos are going to be broken up on the elbow joint. Nothing to do about it. You just go. All right, so there are the complaints out of the way, and I'm not even complaining about some of those things. But there's a lot of good going on. I mean, he's got alternate hands. He's got the devil horns, of course. A lot of people making a huge deal out of those. I just think they're okay. He's got a pistol that he will never ever use, but yeah, it's practical that he has one. Although the original never had one. He just had pouches on the side of his pants, gold pouches, which I thought was odd, but okay. But this time he's got a gun. Now, I do find a lot of slippage on that holster, but that's G.I. Joe Classified for you. But to me, what this actually ends up being is one of those figures that is really a good, nice update while retaining a lot of the old school. Now, the gun is a little bit soft, but not as soft as I was led to believe, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. And, a lot of people are like, oh no, nobody uses that kind of gun anymore. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to keep it anyway, because to me, that's rock and roll. He's a 50 cal. He's hollering around a 50 caliber. Why? I don't know. He just did. To be completely honest, I mean, I really look at this as possibly one of the best classified figures yet. All the elements are there in the character, but you know the character is who they say he is. You instantly look at it. This is rock and roll. You know who this is supposed to be. And that is priceless. That is an incredible design. What the hell happened here? It was excellent. Bravo. Thank goodness. I mean, this is what I think classified should be. My favorite figures from this line have been, they have enough touches of the original figure, but then they have little oddities that make them unique, and they work. Now, I grant you there's some things you can't get away with. I can't imagine Bazooka without a football jersey. I can't imagine. I mean, I've seen attempts at that, and it never works for me. Every time it looks, that's not Bazooka, that's Steve. And rock and roll without that cross belt on his chest. The version 2 is okay, but I always said they're missing the cross belt. To me, that is almost a rock and roll staple. The other thing is, some people are crying because it's not green. Guess what? This is obviously going to be repainted in the retro series. And, I mean, it's going to be an easy repaint for Hasbro. So, no muss, no fuss. You'll have yours. I guarantee it. I mean, I don't have any inside information or anything. God knows I don't. But I can see that happening. I will pass on that, not because I don't love the figure, but because I don't rock and rolls in my 6-inch collection. I only collect my favorites. Rock and roll is one of my favorites. I have rock and roll now, and I'm very happy with them. So there you go. As for rating, I'm gonna go the full Monty and say 5 stars. This is the best Classified has ever done. A take on a character that is different from the original, but still very much in the vein of the original spirit. I don't know if it was accidental. I don't know if it was planned, but they did it. They pulled it off. It's fantastic. Bravo. Great job, Hasbro. You knocked one out of the park finally. I love it. This is my favorite Classified of all. And bar none, will probably be on my top figures of the year because this just looks cool to me. Okay, that will wrap up this episode of Robert's Infinite Realms. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tickle that little bell icon. Yeah, I said it. And you guys have a good day.